Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talking Reds, where we bring the latest Liverpool news and transfer news and much, much more. Wow, what a 24 hours. And we are sat here on a Friday night on Redszone, my favourite day of the week, my favourite stream of the week. Redszone is where we bring all the latest Liverpool news from the week, from the whole week. But today alone has enough to cover this entire stream. What a 24 hours for Liverpool fans. Wow. Take a breath, take a breather, and enjoy tonight's stream. Get in the chat your thoughts on the situations, everything that's been playing out right now between Liverpool, Newcastle, Isak, and of course, we forget because of everything that's happening right now with Isak and Newcastle. We have launched our Adidas kit this morning, and wow, they look absolutely incredible. Oh wow! So yeah, we're going to speak about the kits at some point. At some point in the stream, we will speak about the new kits. But wow, what a last few hours in terms of Isak, in terms of Liverpool. It is all kicking off, and as Daniel said there, on a Friday night on Talking Reds, it is Red Zone, and it is about to go down. And that is certainly the case for a Friday night on Red Zone. So make sure you do smash those like buttons. It takes 2 seconds to hit the like button. Helps out massively onto the YouTube world. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new for all your latest Liverpool news, Liverpool streams, Liverpool content, everything that you want this season as a Liverpool fan. This is the place for you. I will be joined shortly. I'd say about 10-15 minutes. I'll be joined shortly by someone else as well. A new guest coming on our show. I've known him for a long time. So he'll be coming on in about 10-15 minutes. So I'll be joined. But yeah, everyone in the chat, get your thoughts in the chat. If you are live right now, get your comments in. I'll bring them up on screen. Jen in the chat right now. Big up, says Jen. Evening, says Prakash. Good evening, Prakash. Craig, new article. It is BS. I'm sorry, said Daniel. Yes. Who could be the first thing we talk about tonight? Who could be the main story we talk about tonight? I wonder who it could be. Alexander Isak, Liverpool, Newcastle. This seems to be a battle right now. This seems to be a battle right now. And as Matt said, it is stalemate. What do we do next? What happens next? What happens next? This is a game of chess. And as Max said there, the chess has just got stalemate and it seems to be a draw right now. What is going on? So let's start off. I did do a breaking news earlier on the Isak situation. If you haven't watched that, let's go through today's events. Let's go through today's events of Isak. Okay, it started off with Liverpool making a bid. Ornstein put it out there. Dave O'Cott put it out there. A few people put it out there. Liverpool put their first bid in. That bid was around £110 million from what I've seen. A few reports saying different things, but £110 million seems to be the reliable, I say, price-wise that we put in first. Rejected. Instantly rejected by Newcastle. They said, P off. We said, okay. All right. First bid. Fair enough. Opening bid. That normally happens in transfer windows. You don't normally get accepted first bid anyway. Normally happens. Okay, normality is resumed. Liverpool preparing for next bid. A few people said this. Romano preparing for next bid. Craig Hope preparing for a next bid. Dave O'Cott preparing for a next bid. Okay, here we go. Preparing for next bid. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be next few days. Anyway, live on stream earlier on. If you didn't watch it earlier on, we were live earlier on doing the breaking news of Isak and the bid and the rejection. Live as we were live. Ben Jacobs thought he threw a massive spanner into the works. Ben Jacobs then said Liverpool are not going to come back with a second bid this window because of how abrupt Newcastle's response was in the first place. Newcastle instantly shut the whole thing down. No negotiations in that sense. Liverpool, according to Ben Jacobs, are not going to go back in. That has now been backed up by Ian Doyle with the second one to put it in. Paul Joyce is now saying Liverpool are not going to go back in for a second bid. And now it just seems like a waiting game. And I said earlier on in the stream as well, there's two things that can happen now. If Liverpool aren't going to go back in, there's two things that happens now. Two options. And it's all on Isak, potentially. Number one, Isak pushes it harder, therefore handing a transfer request in, an official transfer request in, which Dave O'Cop has actually said that's going to happen, a formal transfer request. Or number two, he U-turns and he backs down and he stays at Newcastle. That's the two things that's going to change right now. That's the two things that can happen right now. Where do I stand in it all? I don't even know. I'll be honest, guys. I don't even know where to stand with it all right now. I don't know if he'll go back in with second bid. I've been saying, look, I can't imagine Liverpool not going back in there. That makes zero sense. Why would we go in for a bid? All right, it'll get rejected, fair enough. But why would we back out? It makes zero sense. Because if we do back out now, where does that leave Isak? This guy's done everything he can basically to push out to Liverpool. He's basically gone AWOL. He's gone against his team. He's gone against his club. He's going out into Sociedad to train. He's doing probably everything he can and more to get this move, bar and a transfer request in. And if Liverpool pull out, then what does that say to Isak? I don't know if I want to believe that we are going to pull out. I think we're just waiting by that time, see what Isak does. If Newcastle do, and again, if Newcastle go and bring another striker in, then that might soften the blow a little bit. That might open the door a little bit more. But, wow, it's not a nice situation this to be in. Also, Liverpool, we've got FTK now, so we don't really need him instantly. We don't need Isak straight away. But we're going into a season now, and we've brought FTK in the forward line. We've lost Diaz, and we're potentially losing Nunes as well. We are potentially losing Nunes as well. Unless we do keep Nunes, I better not keep Nunes. But that could be a possibility right now with what's going on. Isak will come, said Jen. Big question. A big question, said Daniel. What's the big question, my friend? Fab's next update will be crucial, said Daniel. Fab wants to be first, though, so be very careful, Fab. When Newcastle get a signing striker, it'll go for the bid. Only way it goes. Newcastle are in big trouble, said Jen. They are in big trouble either way, to be honest, because if they keep Newcastle, they really stand on this stance of keeping Isak, then they're going to keep a player that's really unhappy at the club. Really unhappy at the club. I don't know where they're going with this, and they don't have the money then to go out and get someone else. It doesn't make sense why would Craig change the story. It's club PR. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense. How can you change the story in a couple of hours? It makes zero sense to me. Isak will hand the transfer request in, said Jen. If Isak hands the transfer request in, he's coming, said Daniel. Well, yeah, it was Dave O'Cop that actually broke that. He is preparing to put in a formal transfer request in. I was asked earlier if he'd put a transfer request in, said no, not officially. He's pushing, like he's telling Newcastle wants to go. He's doing everything he can to tell Newcastle wants to go, but he hasn't officially put a transfer request in as well yet. Transfer request a bit different. Transfer request in a bit more technicalities that comes into transfer request. But if Isak's forced into a transfer request right now, he might have no other choice but to do that. I think what Isak would want to do in all this would just Newcastle maybe accept that he wants to go, maybe go into negotiations with Liverpool, open the door for him, and leave amicably a little bit, leave respectfully. But now Newcastle have basically said to Liverpool to piss off, basically. I don't know. They must have told them something to back out a little bit. I think he has to hand the transfer request in if he really wants this move now. I do think that. And that, like I said, it's getting really, really ugly right now. And Adam said it's being handled so badly. I think the whole thing is getting a bit ugly. Even on our side, and someone said, why is it getting ugly on our side? Because it's not nice to see. We've been on this situation where players have really forced and faked stuff and done that. And I don't like that. I don't like player power as a whole. But I think players should be able to choose moves that they want to do, and it's their career, it's short careers. It is getting quite ugly. If I'll be absolutely honest, it is getting quite ugly. Newcastle trying to look strong in front of their own fans and won't come back, so it's playing a dangerous game. It is a very dangerous game for both, for Newcastle especially. How would Newcastle fans react if they started the season for them? That's an interesting question, Adam. Very interesting question. How would Newcastle fans react if they were to keep Isak and he stayed and he started this season? How would Isak feel at that? Has Isak burnt too many bridges now to go back to Newcastle? That's the question for you guys. Let me know in the chat. Has Isak burnt too many bridges to go back to Newcastle just like that? Will they forgive him for that? Difficult to keep unhappy players. Remember Suarez used to bite people to leave. I don't think he bet people to leave. I think that was just part of him. If I'm Isak, I'm on transfer requesting going tomorrow morning, said Daniel. I think that's probably the only thing that I can possibly do now. What else? I mean, he's shown his cards now, and he's shown his cards. He's shown his cards to the Newcastle club, the club itself. He's shown his cards to Newcastle fans. I can't see Newcastle fans forgiving him that quickly if he had to stay. And if he had to stay, by the way, if Liverpool do back out fully, and we don't go back for him now, I don't think he ever comes to Liverpool again. I don't think we go him again, because even if it's next season or whatever, because that must piss him off. He has done everything he can without handing a transfer request in, and he's built these bridges with Newcastle, and he's really gone against the club. How does he going to look now if Liverpool did pull out fully? I don't think he'd be happy with Liverpool if we did that. Liverpool made a cheeky big. Newcastle refused. Obviously, Newcastle will sign a striker. Isak's job is unattainable. Our fee will be agreed at some point. I'm not worried. Business will be done. Big up, chat. And big up you, Danino, as well. How are you doing this evening? I'm sorry for the language. I'm a bit used to piss on every bridge with Newcastle. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If Liverpool pull out now, we have really I won't say let Isak down, but we've sorted him out to the Sharks. We really have. Can't see him going back now. He should put in a transfer request. He can't do any more. I said that the other day, actually. I can't see him going back. There's no way I can see him going back to Newcastle now. I can't see it. Too much has happened. Too many bridges have been burnt. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a very weird situation. So David Ornstein's come out and said Liverpool's stance is that they're not inclined to bid for Isak again after a quick rebuttal to their first offer, but their interest in the player is ongoing. Of course, we're still interested in the player, regardless. But this whole not going back for another bid, I find it really odd. Guys. I really do. I find it really strange. And I get Newcastle are doing all they can to keep him, and I get their stance on stuff, but I still think there's a price that he goes at. There's a price he goes at, and I still think that deal is still there to be done for Liverpool, if I'm honest. I still think the deal's still there to be done. It's just now, what do we do? Do we wait for Isak to make the next move? Do we wait for Newcastle to make the next move? I don't know what Newcastle can do. If Newcastle have rejected it, we're waiting for Newcastle to do something. What are they going to do? They don't care now. They've rejected it. They've kept him at the moment. I think we're sort of waiting for Isak. I think it could be all on Isak. If he pushes for a transfer request, that might do something. Or if Newcastle do get a striker in, that might, again, soften the blow a little bit. Ben Jacobs said more bids in the future. £140 million will be... Well, Ben Jacobs the one that said there ain't going to be bids. I said there's not going to be more bids. Has he moonwalks back and all? I doubt Liverpool make a second bid. Said 1 second. Let's get something up here. It's over to him at Newcastle for the fact he will put a transfer request in. Said Jen. It's a game of chess. Says London Lion here. Will we lose him over 20 more million just to sell Elliott? There's the extra. You know what? I'm thinking here. Someone said it earlier. Newcastle are playing a dangerous game, but I think we are as well. Because if we lose out on Isak, what's next for us? What's next? Because, like I said, we've only brought Ekitike in as a forward. So what's next? We've already lost Diaz. I think Nunes is going to go. So what is next for us? If Isak is unavailable, if we cannot physically get Isak out of Newcastle, which two days ago, this morning it looked absolutely certain that we're going to get him out of Newcastle. It didn't look anything different. It looked like one direction. But right now, there is a possibility he stays at Newcastle. There is a possibility he stays at Newcastle, and we end up with no Isak. And what do we do then? Do we go for Rodrigo? Do we go back in for Rodrigo? What do we do? Because we can't. I don't mind Rio Angamoa being the behind Gakpo. I don't mind that. I absolutely love Rio Angamoa. It's absolutely sensational. I think he's going to be a star this season. But we need another forward. We need another forward. Whether it's someone that can play up front, whether it's someone that can play on all three positions, we need another forward. If Nunes goes, especially, we need another forward. And I don't want Nunes to stay, if I'm honest. I don't want to even think about Nunes staying. I really don't. I can't reinsure my TV again for watching Nunes in a Liverpool shirt again. I still think it's a PR stunt from both sides, says Daniel. Ben Jacobs was on Terry's show. He said he's not over one bit. More bids in the future days, said Polo. So I don't understand what Ben Jacobs on about then. He's the one that said that there's not going to be a second bid. So what's he on about? There's going to be more bids. Is he trying to cover all bases or something? I don't understand it at all. He's the best. Whatever we pay will be forgotten when we win the league. And Champions League said, Mark, we signed Rodrigo and Isak and Gehi. That would be the perfect end to the transfer window. But I don't understand what's going on. I can't understand Liverpool pulling away. I really can't. 1 second. Just going to message Derry so to make sure he's coming. Oh. Right. So, yeah, let me know in the chat your thoughts on the situation, guys. Do you still think we're going to get Isak? Or is it to the point now where it's not going to happen? Because Isak has done a lot already. The guy has gone AWOL. He's not even turning up for training. He's not turning up for pre-season. He's going to Sociedad to use their training facilities. How much more do we need Isak to push? And I think, I said at the start of this saga, I didn't think Isak was the kind of person to push like this. But if he ends up having a transfer question, I'll be very surprised. And I've been surprised at it all, to be honest. And reading all the fallout online, like Newcastle fans are happy with what's going on at the moment. Obviously, keeping their unhappy player. Liverpool fans are just confused of what's going on. It is really, really confusing. Newcastle United have pulled out of the race to sign Sesko. Wow, that's another one. There we go. Breaking news now as well. Newcastle United have pulled out of the race to sign Benjamin Sesko. From what I'm seeing here, I don't know if that's an actual report. Let me see. That's what I've just seen there. They've pulled out of Sesko. I don't know if that's fully true yet. I need it confirming that. Please, can someone find out what is going on with Sesko? Because, like I said, if he pull out from Sesko and he goes to Man United, that's another thing that's not good for us, really, because we need him to get a replacement. If they get a replacement, then it's an actual go-ahead for us. It's breaking news after breaking news today. This has been an unbelievable day for Liverpool, certainly for news. My worry is that Newcastle hope we walk away and Isak comes around. Isak will make the move now. We will be waiting, said Jen. Yeah, I mean, that is a big worry. That if like I said, there's two things that happens here. Isak either double down and hands transfer request in, or he U-turns. And if we don't want Isak to U-turn, that'd be absolutely disastrous for us. Maybe it's like buying a house, you put in a bid, give them time to think it over, then hope they come back with a counter offer, potentially. But that house. But the thing is with this, though, regarding this, Adam, regarding your analogy here, the house has never been up for sale. That's the thing. The house hasn't been on Rightmove. There is other websites out there that can buy houses on, but yeah, I chose the first one that was in my head. I really think we will get Isak if Newcastle try and hold out the nearest best offer as Liverpool clear we have the money. Sesko is Man United bound, that's why, says Mark. I've just seen a report on that they are pulling out with Joyce tweet. Who said Joyce tweet here? Has Joyce tweeted? One second. Why are we getting lots of breaking news live here again? Joyce tweet. So Joyce has tweeted. Ooh. The Joyce tweet I am seeing right now is that Lyon are close to signing Tyler Morton for around 15 million. That is the breaking news from Paul Joyce. That's a good move from Tyler Morton. That's a really good move from Tyler Morton. I always watch where Tyler Morton goes. I speak to his brother quite often. So I'm always keeping an eye on Morton. I want him to do the best way he can. I think he certainly can play for a decent side at the level that he can play at. But yes, nothing so far. Man United have made an inquiry for Alexander Isak in recent days, but he's turned it down. He wants to Liverpool. Oh, cheers for that, Florian Plettenberg. No one really cares about that. But why am Man United going for Isak? What is the point? That's like going into Harrods with a 10p, thinking you're going to buy something. What's the point? Isak wants to go to Liverpool, said Ravi. I have no hope Isak will join Liverpool now. I'm really disappointed, and I have no faith this upcoming Premier League. I think Arsenal winning this time, not positive at all. Chris, don't be too downbeat, mate. Don't be too downbeat. I know it's not good that if we do go into the transfer window, if we don't get another centre-back, we've got to another forward. They're absolutely musts. They're absolute musts right now. Another centre-back, another forward is a must. Absolute must. And if we don't do that, then we are playing a very dangerous game. Especially if we lose Núñez as well as Diaz. And we've already lost Kwanzaa. And Gomez is injury-prone. And Konate's not good of his injuries either. So I'm not happy if we do that. I hope we do. But who? I don't know. Right now, Isak is a stalemate. Like Mark said earlier, it's a stalemate with Isak and Newcastle and Liverpool. Isak might hand a transfer request in. Yeah, I did speak to Dave O'Cop earlier, and yeah, he hit. What he's saying is that they are going to hand a transfer request in. Let's see what happens. I didn't think it'd get to this point where he does hand the transfer request in, but yeah, this is very, very interesting. And we will get Isak. It's a bluff. Newcastle will only get Ole and Visser. The bluff is bringing the price down, said London Lion. Newcastle can't get a replacement in. I have no faith at all. I think they'll get at least one person in. I think they will get at least one person. Hash said here, who do you think is going to be vice captain, David? There was a report the other day it's going to be Salah. So I presume it probably will be Salah as vice captain. What I don't get, why would we sell Diaz without replacing lined up, for example? Isak, it just makes no sense to not get another forward. Isak to Man United, why would anyone run a career go to Man United? I think Isak, I can understand why people would go to Man United, players would go to Man United, but not Isak. That is not the right move for him at all. Newcastle don't have a director of football, that's why it's messing up for them. It's all going through like their own, isn't it, really? And I don't know, the report that Eddie Howe was in charge of transfers, that makes no sense at all either. Newcastle can't attract players. It's not even the fact they can't attract players, the fact that they can't pay for them either. They need an Isak sale. And we will get it done. Positive window so far. Let's trust the process, said Jen. Do not sound like Arsenal fans, Jen. Do not sound like an Arsenal fan. Trust the process. Do not get that into this chat. But I do trust Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes. I do trust them to get the thing done. But it has been a fantastic window so far for Liverpool. It absolutely is. Kirkes, Mohamed Ashley obviously coming in officially as well. Frimpong, Wirtz, Ekatike, fantastic signing so far. We can't let it finish underwhelmingly. We can't do that. A defender and a forward needs to come in. And if that's forward's not Isak, it needs to be Rodrigo. It needs to be. It has to be. We have to push alongside with Isak. Can't look at Isak and say, do all your work yourself. Exactly, Daniel. Because if we pull out of this now, we have left Isak in a massive hole. Yes, he's dug it himself, but we've sort of helped him dig that hole and we've left him in it. It's like he's fallen down well and we've just run off. It's like that. It's like, remember when you were younger and you used to do knock it or run? That's what it is. We're that friend, right? We've gone along with Isak to do a knock it or run, knocked on someone's door. We've run off and we've left the guy, our friend, on his own in front of the door. We've left him standing there. That's Isak right now. That's if we pull out. That's a. It's just I don't know what's going to go on here. But I'll be honest, we've been here before. We have pulled out of deals apparently before. We pulled out of Van Dijk from before. There was a report that we pulled out of Alisson Becker before, and we got him. So let's see what happens. The next 24 to 72 hours is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Could be Gordon, said Adam. When's Rio signing a professional contract? He can only sign a professional contract when he turns 17, Matthew. I don't know when he turns 17, but he can only sign a professional contract when he turns 17. Yeah, totally agree. Liverpool must support Isak now. If we bid 145 plus 5, it's rejected them. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I mean, the first bid was around £110 million as a total package. That was the reported bid. Do I think that's an acceptable bid? I don't think they're ever going to accept that, but that's how you start negotiations. Usually you start with that. Team come back, right, we don't want that. We're asking, our asking price is this. But what seemed to happen with this bid is that it's been shut down and they're not even come back with any negotiations of it. They haven't said anything. They haven't said, like, oh, this is our fee on him. They're basically saying it's not for sale. It is right now a waiting game. And there's 4 weeks, guys, 4 weeks left of the transfer window. 4 weeks, 1 month. 1 month today, the transfer window ends on September the 1st. And we're sat here now. Let me ask you a question in the chat. Would you be happy with it now? If the transfer window was tomorrow and all our signings have been done, would you be happy with it? And Núñez stays. Would it be a good transfer window? I think it started fantastically. I think it's continued to be fantastic, but the ending would knock it down massively. We have to get a forward and a defender. We have to get a defender. I do not want Núñez to stay, if I'm honest. I really don't. We're back to square one, said Daniel. We are waiting to force Isak and the transfer requested now. But yeah, so it was Dave O'Cop that said a transfer request could be on the way. Yeah. I didn't think that would ever get to this point, though. I really didn't. Marcos doesn't stop until he gets his main target. Example, Van Dijk and Alisson. Like I said, yep, exactly what I said there, Matthew. We have been reports that we've pulled out of those before, and we went back for him and got him. Daniel said no in terms of being happy with the transfer window. And if Núñez goes as well, we've got to... I don't even want to think about Núñez playing this year. I don't. And I think he's gone anyway. We want him gone. It just makes no sense for us to get Ekitike as the only forward. If Chiesa is going as well, Chiesa, Núñez going as well, and Diaz already gone, and we just get Ekitike as the forward, that makes zero sense. And selling Kwanzaa and not bringing a defender makes zero sense as well. I agree. A defender and striker is a must. Even if it's not a striker, London Lion, even if it's not a striker, even if it's not Isak, we've got to get a Rodrigo that can cover up front, that can cover left and right as well. We've got to get someone that ilk. Someone that can cover that position up front, because we can't just rely on Ekitike as that front man. We can't. There's nothing else since in terms of that Isak thing. I think it's a waiting game now, guys. I think it's a waiting game with Isak. Does he come? Well, let me ask you a question, guys. What percentage are you on now that Isak comes? Because I went up to 60%. I went that as high as 60%. But today's reports and today's ongoings has just made me think there's actually a very strong possibility he stays now. I don't know if he will. Will he stay? Because it's going to be very hard for him to stay now, what he's done already. We had to choose the club. I believe we will sign Isak, but very late. I don't know if we would do it late, though, Daniel. I don't think Newcastle will allow it to do it late because, like I said, there's 4 weeks left. There's a month left of the transfer window. If Newcastle are going to sell Isak, it needs to be earlier. Because I don't think they sell that late because they need to replace him. It's as simple as that. Jen's 50%, right on the fence there, Jen. 40% said Mark, 95% said Adam, 53% says Matthew. Wow, some mixed things. Adam's very confident we still get Isak. Adam's very, very confident we still get Isak. Very interesting that is. I don't know. I think I've dropped off a bit. I might sit on the fence with Jen. I never sit on the fence. You know what, Jen? I'm going 52%. Fuck it. I'm still leaning on the side of joins Liverpool. How about that? Still leaning on the side. I'm close to Matthew. Matthew's on 50%. I'm on 52%. But yeah, something else happened today as well, guys, isn't it? Something else happened today. Kit launch. What is everyone's thoughts about the kit launch? So let me get, obviously, the images up from earlier with the kit launch. 1 second, let me get these up. So this is the home kit. This is the home kit. Is it come up yet, guys? There we go. McAllister and Salah showing off the home kit. That long sleeve one, by the way, I think is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The home kit is really, really nice. You know, I think what really makes it stand out, the white on the red, it really pops. Really pops. You know what? I think the way Liverpool and Adidas have done this has been absolutely spot on, by the way. So that's the home kit. That is the one that has come out today. The red kit. The green kit is not actually out yet as such. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the home kit. I really like the long sleeve one. I'll be honest, I really like the long sleeve one. It does remind me of El Nino, prime El Nino. That's what it reminds me of. So we get the away one up next. So this is the away one, as Daniel said there. The away one is beautiful. And when I saw the leaks of the away one, it really reminded me of my United's away kit. I didn't like it. But now I've seen it like this, I'm having second thoughts. I'm having second thoughts a little bit on it. I think I do like it now. But the original ones, the ones that I saw last week, it just reminded me of my United. That Man United away kit. And I can't have a Liverpool shirt reminding me of Man United at all. So that is Florian Wirtz there with the away kit as well. Let me get the goalkeeper kit on. So Alisson Becker with the goalkeeper kit. Again, nice kit. Very, very nice kit. I like that green. Adidas have just knocked it out of the park, haven't they, guys? They've absolutely knocked it out of the park. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. And this, you know, I don't know if this is my favourite or the home one, but this is not been out yet. So I don't think it's a real image, but this is what the third kit will look like, the green, the aqua green sort of colour. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, that one is. I'm trying to decide which one I think is the best, because this one right here was my favourite. But now I've seen the home kit properly, it is pushing it. But this one's short sleeved. It's probably the nicest as a short sleeve one. But the home kit long sleeved is really nice. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat. Daniel said the away one. I'm buying the away one with Wirtz on the back, said Daniel. Why would we not offer 140 million? Said Kev. I don't think you just offer straight up 40 million, 140 million, Kev. You've got to offer an opening offer, which is reasonable. Would you say 110 million is reasonable as the opening offer? I don't know. I thought it'd be about 120 million the opening offer. We need to get back into it, Isak. We do really need to get back into Isak. It's very, very interesting what has happened today. So if you are just joining us and you didn't catch our breaking news earlier, Isak, Newcastle, Liverpool, the saga is getting madness at the moment. So earlier on this morning, Isak, Liverpool did bid for Isak, was rejected by Newcastle. £110 million was the bid. Rejected by Newcastle, but rejected firmly by Newcastle. According to reports then, Liverpool were preparing a second bid for Alexander Isak. Then Ben Jacobs decided to throw a spanner in the works when I was live on here with the breaking news. Ben Jacobs then said that Liverpool will not go back in with a second bid for Isak because of how abrupt Newcastle was with their first rejection. And then after that, Dave O'Cup then said Isak will potentially put in a transfer request. So where do we stand now? We are in a waiting game now with Isak. Does he put a transfer request in? Does he not? Who will we see starting against Crystal Palace in a couple of weeks' time? 2 weeks' time with Crystal Palace. Not even that. It's basically next week. Crystal Palace. Then we've got Bournemouth away at home on the opening day of the season on the 15th of August, Friday the 15th. What will be our starting lineup? Let's get in the comments. Who will be our starting lineup? Alisson Becker, obviously in net, unless something happens, touch wood. He is the opening keeper. Is it going to be Frimpong or is it going to be Bradley at right back? I'm really unsold on. I don't know what to say on that. I'm happy either one, to be honest. Bradley or Frimpong, depending on the game. I think it's a game where we're open to counter attack. We've got to play Frimpong. We've got to. Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. That's an easy one. Midfield, obviously, we don't have Gravenberch for the first game. So it'd be McAllister, Soboslai as your midfield 2. Wirtz in behind Ekitike, Salah, Gakpo right now. Do you think Isak will be coming to Liverpool? Do you think we'll see Isak against Newcastle? That's a question. Do you think we'll see Isak against Newcastle on the, I want to say 20th, what day is it? 25th, let's say 25th, I want to say, of August, Monday 25th. Am I right? That is when we're playing Newcastle. So will we see Isak in a Liverpool shirt or a black and white shirt? That is the question. He's still coming to London Lion. Watch Isak's reaction. Remember, we said we will offer a record bid, which we didn't. So I believe this is games. It's a game of cat and mouse, said Daniel as well. You know what? I think Isak's probably in the position now of where he probably has to. He probably has to throw in a transfer request. He's burnt that many bridges at Newcastle. He probably has no other choice but to hand the transfer request in. Does he go back? Does he go back or does he not go back? Because we've seen here, Newcastle fans are not happy with him right now, and rightly so, probably. We wouldn't be either. And Newcastle as a club are not happy with him. There's still hope, I think, in the Newcastle camp from reports. There's still hope in Newcastle camp and the players that he will stay. And they're trying to keep it positive. But as Daniel said here, how can he go back? Has he burnt too many bridges? So if he has burnt too many bridges, he has no real... He's backed into a corner now. He has no real choice but to answer the transfer question. But then again, if Liverpool say to him, we're not coming back for you now, then he's stuck. He's stuck. He's stuck there. Yes, we will see Isak with Liverpool against Newcastle, said London Lion. I like the first kit and the third, said Adam. Yeah, like me. I've warmed to the second kit. I've warmed to the second kit. Now I've seen it properly. I did say that we can't lowball Newcastle 90 to 110 million pound offers. He's disrespected the whole Newcastle City. It's a really ugly situation. It must be an awful situation for him, though, to be in. If he really wants to go, he wants to go to Liverpool. What else is he meant to do, really? If Newcastle are absolutely adamant that he is not going and he wants to go, and he has been let down by Newcastle. We've seen the reports that he wanted a new contract. They didn't offer him one. He rejected them both. That he did offer when he eventually offered him. Then what else is he meant to do? Does he just go to Newcastle and act like nothing's happening? Act like he didn't want to go? And I won't say waste his career. He's not really wasting his career, but he's not better in his career at the right time. You mean Liverpool have accepted an offer, another bid to Newcastle for Isak? What do you mean by that, mate? Cash. Transfer request is the only thing he can do, said Daniel. Yeah, he's probably backed into a corner now where he has no other choice but to put a transfer request in, which makes no sense at all. How Liverpool would pull out. It's a really, really mad, sticky situation that Liverpool put themselves in. And like I said, if we pull out now, we have really left Isak in the wild. We've pushed him in the deep end with no armbands. And is that really fair on Isak for all he's done, really, to try push the move? I don't think it is. And where do Liverpool go from there? Where do Liverpool go from there? That's the question I'm asking you. Where do Liverpool go if Isak is not going to come? Do they go to Rodrigo? Do they go to another striker? What strikers are we now going to be looking at? Because we've already Osimhen's gone. Also, other strikers have gone as well. I mean, look at Newcastle are in this problem as well. There's not many strikers left out there. Isak message to Newcastle should be sell me or I'm not playing if you want to go. But then again, it's hard to do that as Daniel when he's probably has so much respect for Newcastle. It's really hard to do that. So right now, this is what it is. As it stands, I understand Newcastle see no reason why Alexander Isak should not return to train with teammates this next week. So that is the reports from Newcastle right now. Alexander Isak is expected by Newcastle to go back to Newcastle next week training and possibly play in the preseason games. How is that going to go down? Wow, how is that going to go down, guys? Everyone's seen what's happened here. All the players have seen what's happened at Newcastle. Yes, there is friends, but they've seen what's happened. They've seen what he wants to put. He's done everything he can, bar and a transfer request in officially. And if he goes back to Newcastle and trains with them and goes to pre-season with them, how's it going to go down? How's it going to go down? And how is Isak going to be? His head must be everywhere right now. DB, please do not say that. Darwin, I don't want another season, Nunes. It's more about principle for me. Nunes has more than enough had his chances at Liverpool. It's more the principle. Guys, pay attention to the words. 1 second. To the words that have been pulled out of the deal entirely. Yeah, we haven't pulled out the deal entirely, but it would be mad if we didn't go back for him this summer. If we don't get Isak, I'd be gutted. Said, who was that said that? It's going so fast in this chat. But make sure, as DB said there, make sure you do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, road to 2K. Although I do say put road to 1.5K. I'm happy. Road to 1.5K. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you are new. And hit that like button. It helps out massively. Just takes 2 seconds to hit that like button. We have now lost. Isak said Kev gutted. They are going to see that the not anything else they can say really. I wouldn't mind Ollie Watkins. I know he's the type of striker for slot, said Matthew. Van Dijk said he's been told it will be a big summer, so five right. But finishing off with cream of the crop in Isak, then it would not be a super summer. Let's not give up now on Isak as he was gone strike to go for us. As I'm saying, he's gone on strike. He's gone on strike. Kev said Nunes still here. Don't remind me. But yeah, I do think Nunes will go anyway. Liverpool want him gone unless they literally can't get anyone else in and they have to keep him. As soon as Newcastle sign a striker, this deal will be a progress. But who can they sign, Daniel? That's the question. If Sesko looks like he's going to Man United now, and Kev said there, let's go pinch Sesko. If Sesko goes to Man United now, and they could get Ollie Watkins, they could get Avisa. That could be the only two possibly out there now. But if they don't get another striker, they're in a position where they don't need to sell Isak. You got to remember, he's still under contract. He's still under contract with Newcastle. So Newcastle still hold cards. I said this the other day when people said, it was Isak's got all the cards now, Liverpool playing all the cards. Newcastle have still got plenty of cards on the table. They've got him under contract. They don't have to accept anything. If they want to choose, if they're choosing to keep an unhappy player, they can do that. They don't have to accept anything. If they want to keep him and put him in the reserves, then they can do that. If they want to keep him and they don't want to play for them, they can still do that. They still have a lot of cards. And we've seen today how many cards they do have. We have to maybe wait here. Or do a bid again. Imagine us bidding again. Imagine say, fuck it. We're bidding 140 million tomorrow. We don't care what he said. That'd be hilarious. That would be hilarious. David, correct me if you're wrong, as I'm thinking when VVD said there was no news, we pulled out on Southampton, they said no, and they're reporting something like that. Yeah, we pulled out of Southampton originally in the summer, wasn't it? Because also we tapped him up, didn't we, illegally? So we couldn't officially go for him, but we still kept him in contact with him when we got him in January, didn't they? So could that be another Isak? I don't want to wait till January though. We can't go into the season with so many short players in positions. We can't. We should have accepted Napoli for offer for Nunes. And Newcastle, is it able to buy another striker? We won't get Isak. I'm totally up this time, says Kev. What do you think? What do you think? Are you optimistic that Isak will be a Liverpool fan or not? A Liverpool fan or a Liverpool player, mate? Not me, in my opinion, no. And if Liverpool think they'll get him next season, they won't because other clubs will come in. I think if Liverpool pull out now, I don't think he wants to come to Liverpool after that because we've sold him down the river. We've absolutely sold him. We've dug his grave with him. That's what we've done. And we can't leave him like that. We've literally left him at the door. Knock and run, we've left him at the door on his own. You take all the blame. We can't do that for him. I don't think we can do that. And if we do that, if we do leave him high and dry, as the reports are saying, Craig Hope said we might leave him high and dry here, we've left him upset, then I can't see him being happy with Liverpool. I can't. Not what he's done for Newcastle, not what he's done to make sure this could happen. He's gone AWOL. He's gone really against his club. Can we leave him in the lurch like that? I don't know if we can. Okay, we waited a window. Okay, I thought there was something about public having to say pulled out. Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, we pulled out. We officially pulled out because obviously we sort of tapped him up a little bit, didn't we? We didn't do it correctly with Van Dijk. So Southampton went to complain, didn't they, to the Premier League, I think. They went to complain to the Premier League. But we still kept tabs on him. We still said, we'll still come for you. And then we got him in. It was official one in December, so he came in January. Remember the Christmas tree? He might hand a transfer request in, said bonkers. Yeah, Dave O'Cop was the one that actually said he is set to hand a formal transfer request in, which he hasn't done yet. I mean, people were asking me that earlier. Has he handed a transfer request in? Not officially. No, all he's done is pushed and gone he's gone AWOL, basically, away from the club. If Isak has to come, he needs to come this summer because he's done everything we needed to do. It's looking like we won't get him, said Chris. Newcastle can't get one player in. Well, they've got Elanga in, haven't they? But yeah, they're struggling really bad. So it has been confirmed, basically, if anyone's joining as well. Lyon are closing in on a deal for £15 million for Tyler Morton. Good move for Tom Morton, that. I wish him all the best. I really do. I think Tyler Morton can really shine somewhere. It's a shame that I can't shine at Liverpool, but I think he can shine somewhere. And Lyon's a big club. Big club. A brilliant move for him if he goes there. This is what I saw earlier with Dave O'Cop. I'll just get Dave O'Cop out because he's been brilliant recently in the last couple of days with the reports he came out with. I'll say Dave O'Cop was the one that said he's versus number 7, which came out then this morning. That he is number 7, so he got that spot on. Isak is expected to make a formal transfer request in if no breakthrough found. Newcastle not impressed with first bid made public. Today's reports give breathing space. Second bid expected to be made public when the door opens to LSE. Talks continue. Very interesting. Very interesting. It is going to play out in the next 24 to 72 hours. Next 2-3 days over the weekend. Keep an eye on this situation. This is not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think Liverpool are done here. I'll be very, very surprised if Liverpool are done here. But I want to see what Isak does next. That's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see. And it'd be interesting if he does put a transfer request in, what will happen next? And does he, as the report said by Craig Hope, does he go back to training next week? That'd be very interesting if he went back to training next week. What's everyone's thoughts? Obviously, we spoke about the kits earlier. What's everyone's thoughts about the numbers? Obviously, Florian Wirtz getting number 7, Luis Diaz number 7. Notice one thing. I don't know if anyone else noticed. Conor Bradley number 12, which Trent got at Real Madrid. They've done that on purpose. They've done that on purpose. I'm absolutely certain Liverpool have done that on purpose, giving Conor Bradley number 12. They could have given him 66. But what they've done there is they've did that show number 12. This is our number 12. They've done that on purpose. I'm absolutely certain they've done that on purpose. And shout out to James Milner, by the way, as well. James Milner has changed his number to number 20, obviously in tribute to Diogo Jota at Brighton. I think he was asked, I think the number 20 became available. So then he asked, can I take number 20 at Brighton? So shout out to James Milner for that. It's absolutely beautiful gesture from James Milner for Diogo Jota. A wild question for everyone in the chat: Has this is a wild take? If Liverpool was to, would you accept buying Isak, keeping Nunez as backup, and loaning Ekitike to Newcastle for a season-long loan? DB, can I answer that question? No, I do not want to see Nunez this season. I'm not loaning Ekitike out to Newcastle. Not a chance. Is anyone going to Liverpool game on Monday in the chat, guys? I wish I was, mate. I wish I was. So obviously Liverpool play Bilbao twice, don't they? They play Bilbao twice on Monday. So it'll be two different teams in both games. So yeah. But yeah, guys, thank you everyone for watching. This has been the Red Zone. This has been a Friday night. What an interesting week it's been. What an interesting 24 hours it's been. Today has been absolute madness. Thank you everyone for joining us earlier on for our breaking news. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Make sure you do hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new for all your latest Liverpool news, transfer news, and much, much more. Over the season, we are going to be doing different kind of streams, watch-alongs, match previews, match reactions, everything you want as a Liverpool fan. Rival shows, hopefully, as well. I've got, hopefully, some big things coming up next week. Hopefully, we've got a journalist coming on next week. I've got a Newcastle fan coming on next week as well. So, yeah, keep up into these Talking Reds. Keep up with us, and you will get the best content I can physically give you. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for watching, guys. Have a great night, guys.